It's June 30 of 2020, so the end of the first half of 2020. Earlier on the news, unfortunately, cases of COVID-19 have spiked in a number of states, and a number of states were closing down some bars, beaches, certain social venues, and I got a little bit excited. Don't get me wrong. It's sad that people are getting sick and losing family members and losing contact with their family members. But I got a little bit excited that when this is all over, the longer this goes on, right, the more people who are in shaky relationships will have to break up. And I'm hoping that when this is all over, we can get into better relationships. I don't think there are people who are so bad that they need to break up, but sometimes people aren't in the best relationships, and we can rearrange a little bit, right? It's like a test on your relationship. The longer this goes on, the more relationships get stress tested, and we can do a little bit better. Sometimes our lives are so hectic that we never get to stress test our relationships. So many people, they never even get to see their partners. They're so busy working. I recently read that during the Great Depression, this was another big problem, right? That people actually got to spend time with their significant others, and they realized they weren't in a good match. So it's not the end of the world. I'm really excited about that. Actually, I broke up with my girlfriend at the beginning of COVID-19, not because we got into a fight or anything. We just realized that we were, both of us, were much more happier going our own ways. And I went on a number of walks on the Kirkland Trail. I made quite a number of videos there, right? I went to go stargazing in Vantage, Washington, right? What else did I do? I wrote a number of computer games, obviously. I think she made a number of art. What else did she do? Anyways, we realized that we really enjoyed our personal space. I also used this time to clean up some of my lifestyle, right? Especially my eating habits. My relationship with food was just out of control. It wasn't even because of COVID. At the beginning of the year, I made a resolution to clean up my relationship with food. COVID-19 has kind of given a boost to that because I don't have to interact with people and explain what I'm trying to do with my diet. Um, One of the reasons, I was talking to my family about this. How am I going to fast when I go back to work or when I go home to see my family? And my mom was suggesting, why don't you just do it over the weekend or maybe just choose a day when there's not too many office activities. It doesn't work like that. You know when I choose to go on a fast usually? It's usually when I wake up and I realize I already have 10 hours under my belt and I'm not that hungry anyway, and or I'm in the middle of a project and I realize I've already gotten 13 hours under my belt. Oh my god, let's stretch this out to 30 hours, right? Usually a fast goes more like that. Right? It's not like, oh my god, this Friday, let's go on a fast. Right? Very rarely do I begin a fast like that. Right? And so the idea of telling coworkers and planning out a fast doesn't really work that well. And I'm hoping after COVID, people realize that we can live and let live. Right? The fact that your coworker is fasting really shouldn't bother you. Right? If you're being bothered by that, you have a problem. Right? Uh, Unfortunately, I live in the United States. Obviously, we love to talk about freedom and live and let live. It's a concept, right? I don't see any evidence of live and let live. When I just try going on a fast, try going on a diet. Try quitting smoking or quitting drinking. Try changing your hairstyle or your clothing style. And you can instantly tell just how far live and let live goes, right? Try telling people to back away 6 feet when they get too close to you, right? Try telling people to cover their cough with their elbow, right? You can see just how far the idea of live and let live really goes, right? It doesn't seem to go very well, right? But I'm hoping that now that I've learned how to eat correctly, by myself, maybe the next step will be how do I handle social interactions. Right? It's not that bad to separate those two and have two different learning experiences, right? And I'm hoping that once I change all these habits, I'll be more equipped when we have billions of new singles out there after COVID-19, right? Um, I've been calling this God's stimulus for COVID-19, right? The fact that we have all these new singles at the end of COVID-19, right? Uh, anyways, I'm getting excited to cash in on the stimulus at the end of the crisis. Thanks for watching.